Good evening and welcome to the Indiana Hockey pregame show here on the Indiana University Ice Hockey Facebook page. I'm Sam Weixler alongside the play-by-play voice, Casey Roehl. Casey, tonight Indiana hosts the Michigan Wolverines. The blue and gold from up north are 5-2-2 this season and have really dropped off from where they were last year. Indiana, on the other hand, are in the midst of a 6 out of 7 winning streak where they've gotten points in nearly every game they've played in the last 2 months.
It's essentially a rolling rock against a team that will not move, but are always there in Michigan. They're 7-0 all time against Indiana, and for the Green and Crimson, this has to have a bit of a redemption game feel to it. Last year, they finished number 13 in the Central region, one ranking shy of making it to it within their first regional tournament since going to the Division II classification. Who was that team that finished ahead of them? It was Michigan. They had a 3-0 lead over the Wolverines last season up in Plymouth. The Wolverines ended up winning that one by going on a 4-0 run over the last period and a half of play. So for Indiana and for Andrew Newman, tonight's a statement game and a chance to really put a punch on the 2019 calendar year.
And changing from what Indiana usually has going for them, the offense tonight will be all about defense. Michigan doesn't score a whole lot, but they let in even fewer. Their goaltender, a transfer from West Point. That's right, an Army transfer, and he's been stellar for them so far. Even though this is his worst year on record, it's still been far and beyond one of the best that Indiana's going to face all season.
You can make the case that Dempsey is the best goalie Indiana's faced, not this year, but in the last 2 seasons in general. A 2.6 goals against for Dempsey. That's a career best. His save percentage numbers were a bit low, 0.89. That's a career low for Dempsey. But Indiana's going to have to crack first. If they don't crack first, Dempsey's going to harden down. And when goalies get in their rhythm, it's going to be really hard to match. So Joseph Stebbins, he's got 3 big-time wins against ranked teams. Michigan's not ranked, but it has the feel and it has the intensity of a game that could very well determine if Indiana makes a regional or if they don't make a regional.
This game is going to be one that one puck bounce or one deflection and one ricochet either way could determine the outcome. And with special teams, when men are not on the ice, guys are in the penalty box, these teams are polar opposites. Indiana really strong when they have an advantage, but Michigan have a stellar penalty kill, almost 90%, whereas they don't score goals when they have the advantage. What do you think is going to be the biggest factor when there's a 9-guy on the ice?
Well, Indiana's got to maintain the power play. They have to do what they've done all season. On the other side, it's kind of the same case. Indiana's penalty kill hasn't been very good, just over 63%. That's last in the TSCHL. Michigan has 3 power play goals this season, so essentially it's going to be strength on strength, weakness against weakness. So you don't hear it very often, especially with Indiana, but the game might be won in 5-on-5 hockey. It might be won in regular strength-handed hockey because neither team looks like they're going to budge when they're on the special teams. But for Indiana, Colin Fitzgerald, it's been a career best year for him, 8 goals with a team that's 4 power play goals. He's got to be effective at the blue line, and Indiana's got a screen Dempsey who fills up a lot of space in between the pipes, and you have to make sure that Stebbins gets in the groove early without facing a high exorbitant amount of shots.
Now, the final thing that I want to bring up before we head into the game in just a few minutes is the size. Indiana has several players that are much bigger than Michigan. Michigan's tallest player, only 6'3", and their heaviest player, a different player, is only 200 pounds, whereas Indiana's got guys like Will Patton and Scott Berger who are a big presence on the ice. What do you think that's going to be able to do for Indiana?
Berger and Patton aren't scared of leveling hits, that's for sure, Sam. Another thing, too, is that the power forwards for Indiana have been very effective this year. Vladislav Krush, he's one of those two-way guys who loves hitting people and he's a great scoring presence. Jack Jordan, he's the starting centerman for Indiana tonight. He's also a big body who throws a lot of hits on the forecheck. So the forwards are very effective on the defensive end as well as the offensive end. So the D-men for Michigan, typically a lot older in years past. They have Jason Shulman starting as a blue liner tonight. He's a freshman. How about this, Sam? This is the first time in 2 seasons Michigan is starting a freshman on the blue line against Indiana. So look for Indiana to test the freshman D-man and look for a high amount of shots to be put on Dempsey early with the hopes of getting one of those cheaper rebound goals and the pucks that Blues free.
And Casey, it's not as if Michigan is a very young roster. they have 2 grad transfer students, and one of them is 28 years old, having played on the South Korean national team. They don't lack experience in any sense of the word.
Well, Woo-Suk Lee hasn't played yet this season. Looking at the early prognosis and our lineups today, it doesn't look like he's going to play again today, but that's not exactly out of the question. And Ben Mansky, he's a player coach. He's got 7 all-time goals against Indiana. He's a possibility for today as well. Expect for a lot of players to not being wearing different numbers for Michigan, so you might see a couple players sneak in, sneak out, but we'll have to see. It'll be a good one. It'll be a chance for Indiana to close out the decade on a strong note and for a chance for them to rack up their 9th win of the season if they were to pull out the win against Amazing Blue.
Well, Casey, we've got about 15 minutes until puck drops, so let's look at the starting lineups for both sides. Indiana, 8-6-2. In between the pipes, Joe Stebbins. We talked about him, the senior. He's got a lot of experience, has almost as many starts as anyone in the history of Indiana hockey, and he'll be plenty strong for Indiana tonight.
And it's funny to think, Stebbins this season's making his first start at the Frank. He has 5 more starts in Bloomington than the next closest goaltender since he became a member of the program as a freshman. But I'm looking at this starting lineup for Indiana, specifically the forward lines. Jack Jordan has a career-best 7 goals entering play. Cade Kenyon ended a 5-game goalless drought against Kentucky his last time out. Fitzgerald, we mentioned, he's the team leader in points, but he also brings the power defensively. Aiden Goodfellow, his defensive line mate, his defensive blue line pairing, he's also proven to be a valuable commodity on the defensive side as well. John Cristiano, he has 2 goals against Michigan, and how about that for a possible storyline? Cristiano's from Ann Arbor. The school he grew up from 10 minutes away from his half is in Bloomington. That's something to watch for. And Cristiano in his career, both goals against Michigan have been power play goals against a penalty kill for the Wolverines that is among the tops in the league.
And now looking at Michigan, as you just mentioned them, Jack Dempsey, the West Point transfer in between the pipes. He's going to be strong. And then on the defense, they've got Jack Rademacher and Jason Schulman, 2 guys that have worked well together in the past, and we expect them to have a pretty big influence on the game.
Rademacher's a junior, Schulman's a freshman. They've coerced well throughout the year. Indiana's going to have a tough time dealing with those 2.
As far as the forwards go, the 3 men up top will be Josh Burschleicher, Trevor Schaude, and Jimmy Nels. They're coached by Ryan Brown in his 3rd full season at the helm of the Wolverines D2 team. Anything else you want to add, Casey, before we get ready to play this hockey game?
First goal is the team who's going to score and the team who is going to win. In the series, Michigan 7-0, all 7 games, they have scored first. Whoever dominates early and whoever establishes control early is the one who finishes late.
Well, that's going to do it for us on the Indiana Hockey pregame show. Stay tuned for puck drop at 9:15 or thereabout, Casey, pending the Zamboni. But that'll be all for us. Casey Roehl alongside me, I'm Sam Wexler. Stay tuned right here on the Indiana University Ice Hockey Facebook page. This is the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network.
1.
First, let's take a look at the boys in blue. Starting in goal, number 1, Jared Dempsey. Number 17, Jack Radovich. And number 1, Jason Schulman. The left winger, number 20, Josh Weixler. The center, number 8, Trevor Shelby. And rounding off the right winger, number 58, Jimmy Nellis. Michigan's coached by Ryan Ryan in his 3rd season, and wearing the C on his uniform, number 72, Brendan Whitney. Now for the Green Princeton, Indiana. In goal, number 30, Joe Stebbins. That's number 26, Colin Fitzgerald. Alongside on the line, number 6, Aiden Goodfellow. Number 16, Kay Henry. Center number 8, and wearing the C on his chest, Jack Jordan. And the right winger, number 20, John Luciano. Indiana led by coach Andrew Newman. Now please rise as we get set to honor America with the playing of the national anthem.
Arena in Bloomington, Indiana. The club ice hockey program at Indiana University closes out the decade against a familiar opponent, the Michigan Wolverines. Game 1 of a 2-game weekend set in B2. Casey Roehl with you alongside Sam Weixler. Indiana looks for its first all-time win against the Wolverines since joining the Division II classification in 2014-2015. Sam, this is a big one for Indiana, especially knowing the fact that their netminder, Jared Dempsey, he's been phenomenal all season.
This will be a test of all tests. This will be a final exam, if you will, Casey. Dempsey will be one of the strongest men in between the pipes that Indiana will face all season. This will be a true measuring stick game.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First for the Wolverines in their blue jerseys, maize and white lettering and numbering. The starting line of Trevor Shelby centering the top pairing. Josh Verschleiser, the senior, the left winger. Jimmy Nellis, he's starting at the right wing. Jack Radovich, the first defenseman, along with Jason Schulman. All in front of Jared Dempsey, the transfer out of West. He's 2-2 this season. For Indiana, their white jerseys, crimson lettering and numbering. They're led by Jack Jordan, the captain, centering the top line. Gabe Kenyon to his left, Josh Verschleiser to his right. Colin Fitzgerald and Aiden following the beat carrying Oliver for the Joseph Stebbins making his first start at Frank Southern this season. Indiana skates from left to right, Michigan from right to left. The puck is dropped and we're underway. Michigan controls the face-off as they skate into the neutral zone. Victor Matthews looks the puck out to the red line, rolls past Cristiano down the near side, back behind the net, backhands to Kenyon down the left course, kept in by Michigan on the forecheck. Rademacher plays it at the right point. The skies up and into the Indiana bench down the far side, and now the play. 17 seconds into the opening period, no score, Indiana and Michigan. The Wolverines enter 5-1-2-1, Indiana 8-6-1-1.
Okay, so this game started off very fast, and that's surprising considering the ice looks a little bit soft where we're sitting.
Faceoff comes to Stebbins' left. The senior netminder has appeared in 5 games. He's 2-3. Michigan controls the attacking zone. Rademacher left point. His wrister blocked up the body and caroms up into the ceiling. 32 feet at Frank Southern Ice Arena. The draw remains in the Wolverines attacking zone. 21 seconds gone.
But Casey, the play until the top of the back.
Face-off controlled by Michigan. Rademacher left foot. Here's Stebbins wide, stick side of Stebbins. Dug out that near side by Larson. He puts it on goal. Stick aside by Jordan. Closes out to the red line. Levels a huge hit down the far side. Rolling puck in Indiana D zone. Fitzgerald collects for Indiana. Filters to the lefty D-man down the far side. Rolling shot onto the net. Nellis has his shot deflected right. Rolling puck at the red line. Jordan chips it behind Dempsey. He's appeared in 6 games this year, has lost his last 2. He filters off the high glass, rolls it into the net to stop action. 53 seconds into the first period, we're still scoreless. First attacking zone face-off for Indiana tonight.
Indiana is yet to win a face-off.
Face-off comes to Dempsey's left. Austin Eng for Indiana. He takes the face-off against Shelby. Off the tie-up, Michigan controls back behind Dempsey. Tyson Suggs, the freshman from White Lake, Michigan. Workers out of the zone. Dempsey drops it in the bangs it out the far side. Vladislav Cruz shift. Lobs it out to center. Grimes for Indiana. Pull free at the blue line. Berger levels a huge hit down the other side. That is on Nellis. Rolling puck settled out by Cruz. And a D-zone for Indiana. A minute 20 into the first period, but still scoreless. The Green Crimson and the Wolverines. Suggs in a defensive zone. Worked it by Indiana. 2-2-1 with rolling puck and blue line. Kept up by Michigan. Filtered out by Brock Huber, the lefty. Kicked and chased down the right board. He pushed the puck behind Stebbins to his left. Berger for Indiana. Bangs him to the wall. Huber one-hands it out to the left point. Backhand through high front. One-timer shot out by McDonald. Goes high and wide of the crossbar. Berger levels a hit on Nellis. Rolling up to the blue line. Indiana jams it out with Wolf. 2 minutes into the first period. No score. Indiana and Michigan. Line change made by the Wolverines. Grimes, the junior for Indiana. He has a couple of goals his last 2 games. Drops off the Raptors right circle. His wrister, pad save with a butterfly made by Dempsey. Rolls down the far circle. Indiana makes a line change. Michigan in on the forecheck. Brendan Whitney, the second-year captain, back behind goal. Indiana pokes it free. Whitney on the forecheck has it. Top of the right circle. Now dangles below the goal line. He's pinned to the wall by Raptis. He holds, and now Michigan filters out. Suggs, right point. Holding near side. McDonald, top of the left circle. Left the dot. Wrister, pad save by Stebbins. Carrying puck toward the goal line. He sticks to the side, but the Wolverines still maintain the attacking zone. Suggs right point, wrister blocked by Raptis, Karam's toward the right goal line, Whitney backhands it towards Stebbins, rolls back behind Cade, Michigan still controlling on the forecheck, now it's cleared by Tadaro for Indiana, the freshman D-man, pins it to the left corner boards, Michigan on the forecheck control Whitney. 3 minutes into the first frame, no score, Indiana and Michigan. Game 1 of 2 from the break this weekend, closing out the deputy. Raptis for Indiana in the defensive zone. Goes the puck to the left half catcher. Whitney controls it free. His shot out of the right circle. Sails high and wide with the crossbar. Shot out by McDonald near side. The junior alternate lost it at the left half catcher, and it clears the zone. Delayed penalty. It's on Indiana. Dempsey to the bench. 6 on 5 for Michigan. Suggs below the left goal line. 7 on pass. Touched up by Raptis. And with 3 minutes, 20 seconds elapsed into the first frame, Michigan's on the power play for the first time tonight. We're still scoreless.
See the guys on the ice talking more defense and class. Socrates practice and his mouth moving non-stop. The first left drop, the whistle down. And he was giving the business to every single guy that saw. We're going to have a very chippy game.
Michigan on the power play is 11% on the damage. Indiana's left it go worse than the ACHA 63% on the face-off. Another shot by Slot, deflected right by Stebbins off his blocker. Indiana on the forecheck. On the stick check with Jordan. He has it back behind the nets. No score, 16 and a half to go in the first frame. Indiana and Michigan. Jordan clears at the length of the ice. The 5 on the ice for Michigan. Evan Drake, along with Sam Crutchley, Jimmy Nellis, Vincent Larson, Jack Rademacher. Rademacher, bottom of the right circle. Pulls, filters out down to the near side. Crutchley controls left point. He searches the blue line, chips it off the near side. Crutchley has it left circle. He's wrist for a chance. Saved by Stebbins. That halts action. Just under 4 minutes into the first frame. We're still scoreless.
Okay, so this has been a high-flying game so far. It's been intense, although Indiana not giving themselves any favor. Last time the team back was taking it to the box.
A minute 25 left on the power play for Raptors, the team leader in penalty minutes. He's sitting at 35 and 36. Face-off controlled by Indiana down at near boards. Michigan maintains the attacking zone down the right side. Raptors unable to watch out from the box. Whitney in the slot, tripped up, no penalty called. Bruce for Indiana takes it out. The lefty skies the puck out of the zone from left to right. Angle on forechecker for Indiana. Cleared out by Larson for Michigan. Goes out to neutral ice. No score, 15:40 left in the first frame. A minute to go on the Raptors minor. Indiana has allowed a power play goal in its last 2 matches, both against Kentucky back in Lexington. Crutchley quarterbacks the Michigan offense. A transfer from Colorado State. Past the red line, chips the puck to Stebbins' left. It comes out of the crease, rockets it down the left of the ice from left to right. Indiana, another clearance. They make a quick line change. 35 seconds left on the Raptors minor. Michigan from right to left. Crutchley lost it at the red line. Fitzgerald for Indiana flings a skipping puck on goal. Dempsey swaggers to the side, rolls back behind Cage. McDonald for Michigan jets across the red line from right to left. Filters to Crutchley. Right pass looking for McGlynn. Rolls off his stick, and it's slotted by Grimes from left to right off the near boards. 10 seconds to go on the Raptors minor. 14:45 left in this first frame. We're still scoreless. Here comes McDonald for Michigan. Top of the right circle. Goes at the hash. Drives behind the nets. Holds it back toward the left hash. Filters high slot. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Nellis, right circle. That's his shot. Angles behind the nets. Stebbins corralling down the near side. Nellis in the slot. Poke check free by Grimes. He lobs it out to center. Here comes Kissel for Indiana. The freshman. Drop pass to Fitzgerald. Back to Kissel. Rolling puck in the slot. Poke check free by McDonald at the last second. It stays scoreless. 14-19 remaining in his first frame. First big scoring chance for Indiana, turned aside by Michigan's defense. Line change made by the Green and Crimson far side. Rolling puck. Kissel flips one on goal, but Dempsey stops it up. Just under 6 minutes into this first frame, we're still scoreless. Shots on goal, 7-3 in favor of the Wolverines. Faceoff comes to Dempsey's left. Carter Bonecutter for Indiana takes the faceoff against Nellis. Off the drop, Bonecutter wins it. High slot, back over Brisker, deflected wide. Bonecutter in the slot tries to jam it free. It rolls out to center. And here comes Michigan from right to left. Dowdy, left circle, centering feet. Intercepted by Patton in the slot. Backhands it away by Watts. And the Michigan forward holds it behind goal. Shabazz for Indiana down the far side on the forecheck. He filters out to No. Past the red line, entering the attacking zone left side. Rolls off his stick, and it clears from right to left. Michigan another clearance. And with 13:40 remaining in his first frame, we're still scoreless in Bloomington. No lobs it from left to right, and is called for an icing.
Casey, Indiana has struggled to win on the draw. They've only got 1 out of 7 on during face-off. And you got to control the puck and give your team possession. You want to have a chance to be ineffective at just that.
Joshua Bershweiser takes the face-off to Stebbins at right. He wins it, works it back straight away. McDonald lost it past the blue line. He's forced to retreat back to neutral. Indiana chases back behind Stebbins. 6.5 into the first frame. No score. Michigan and Indiana from Bloomington. Patton checks it over towards Berger. His outlet feed is blocked by Bershweiser. That stops action.
The H-back system on the far side of the ring, Casey.
32-foot ceiling in Bloomington. Carried off the nail-prodded roof and into the scorer's table down the far side. The face-off comes directly in front of the Indiana bench down the right board. Jordan takes the face-off against Bershweiser. Jordan for Indiana wins it. He has it high left side, top of the left circle, angling toward the hash mark. Back checked away by Michigan with some tee-off. Lobs it to the near side, and Crutchley lobs it out from right to left into the Indiana D zone. Icing is called. Michigan bench not agreeing with the call. They thought that Nellis beat Todaro to the puck, but in Indiana, faceoff comes in the attacking zone with 12:46 left in the first frame.
Very strategic start to this game. Indiana put themselves at a disadvantage. Michigan wasn't able to take advantage of that opportunity.
Face-off to Dempsey's left in the end. Shot off the face-off. It rolls down the near side. Backhanded by Kenny to Jordan. Centering feed to the high slot. Kept in by Todaro. He saunters toward the left point. Backhand feed intercepted by Nellis. He lobs it from right to left. It goes on goal, and Stebbins throws his glove on top of the home action. 12.5 to go in the first period. We're still scoreless between Indiana and Michigan as we step aside from Bloomington. You're listening to Club Ice Hockey at Indiana University on the Indiana Hockey Radio Network. 12.5 to go in the first frame. No score, Indiana and Michigan. The first meeting between both teams in Bloomington since 2016. Faceoff comes in the Michigan attacking zone to Stebbins is left. Indiana with Austin N controls the faceoff. He filters out to Grimes, chips toward Vladislav Krush down the left boards, skitters off his skates. And now Michigan in the defensive zone with Paul McDonald, the junior alternate, locked feet across the ice. Watts centering feed looking for Huber, rolls off his stick in the slot, and remains scoreless 8 minutes into the first frame. Here comes Indiana down from left to right. Grimes right circle, wrist are blocked by McDonald, rolls toward Dempsey's right in goal, and McDonald controls back behind Cage. Michigan 7-0 all-time against Indiana since joining the Division II classification in 2014. Fitzgerald for Indiana, back behind net. The team leading points, can't clear the zone. Forecheck on Verschleiser, tips it to the high slot. Huber nudged free by Fitzgerald. He backhands ahead toward Krush, bounces off his body, rolls down the near circle, and it clears the zone. 11.5 to go in the first period. No score. Indiana and Michigan from Bloomington. Verschleiser stops red line, intercepted by Champel, rolls down the far circle. Raptors for Indiana first to it. He's got it left eye, back checked away by Quant. It rolls down the left boards. Indiana maintains on a forecheck. Goodfellow, wing left. Bobs it across to Champel. Tips and dances past a man, kicks it toward himself back behind nets. He's chipped off the puck by McDonald, rolls toward the left goal line. Back check free by Quant for Michigan. Rolling puck in the slot. Indiana maintains control. Fitzgerald left point. Slap pass toward the goal line. Nobody home. Raptors for Indiana back behind Cage. One hands toward Champel. Intercepted by Michigan. And Whitley clears us up from right to left. No score. 10:45 remaining in the first frame. Icing is called on Michigan.
A lot of guys getting tangled up, bodies getting twisted around, and guys losing their sticks. It's been a physical game, but that's an understatement, Casey. I think we can expect to see a lot more penalties as this game progresses, as referees get tired of seeing overseas activity.
Face off to Dempsey's left in the Indiana attacking zone. Raptors for the Cream and Crimson controls the draw. Works it right point, kicked up by Berger. And now here comes Michigan 3-on-2. Whitney, top of the right circle, Weixler high slot, cuts up the crossbar. Rebound in front. Karem's up over the net, and it bounces on the ceiling. And that ball's action with 10.5 to go in the first. We're still scoreless. A prime scoring chance for the Wolverines turned aside.
And as we turn this
final series of the decade for both teams, with Christmas just around the corner. Face off to Stebbins is right. That looked like a Christmas present for Indiana. It clears the zone. Whitney for the Wolverines at the red line. Lobs it down the near side. Intercepted by Bonecutter. He swats the puck behind Dempsey. And now a whistle is called. No indication of what it is. It looks like it's an icing. That brings the puck back into the Indiana D zone. Michigan has been living in that side so far. Face-offs 6 in the Indiana attacking zone compared to 1 for Indiana in the Michigan zone.
You're turning
face-off. So Stebbins is left. Indiana controls. No. That's it down the near side. And clears the zone from left to right. No score. Half the period by Bloomington. Ball cover for Indiana. Lost the puck back behind Cage. Michigan on the forecheck. On the back check. Work it to Kissel. The Indiana forward maintains control of the puck toward the left goal line. Scrum for control to Dempsey's right and goal. He's watching out. Ball cover for Indiana. Works it up the left half wall. Intercepted by Whitney. Here comes the Michigan captain from right to left. Dances past one. Straggles past the second. Drops it off the first line. Top of the circle. Weixler gets saved by Stebbins in the butterfly. Karem's toward the near circle. Patton for Indiana picks it up behind net. 9.5 left in the first frame. No score, Indiana and Michigan. Patton checks to no, rolls off his stick. No icing because Null tipped it with his stick player. Wolverines from right to left. Here comes Suggs. Left side, angling toward the goal line. Stops in the dime. Backhands to McGlynn. Centering feet left. Weixler by Fletcher deflected wide. Garrows toward the near corner. Dug out by Jordan for Indiana. One hands to Cristiano. He's hit from behind. On the cross to Kenyon. He stops left circle. Drop feed to Jordan. Stops the dime left hash. Centering feed Kenyon. Works it over to Cristiano and rolled past his stick down the near side. Worked to Fitzgerald, high slot. Blue one. Rister blocks. Goes into the slot. Cristiano for Indiana, right circle. His Rister screams high and wide to the crossbar to Dempsey's blocker side. Here comes Michigan now. From right to left with 8.5 to go in the first frame. No score in Bloomington. The Wolverines have had a majority of the scoring chances to this point. Inballing puck at center. The Wolverines control. Dowdy. Slap shot wide of Stebbins' blocker side. The Wolverines on the forecheck. They control to the left hand. Larson lost the puck, rolls to the right point, kept in by Nellis momentarily, rolls out from right, left to right. Indiana makes a line change, and icing is whistled. 8:17 left in the first frame. No score, Indiana and Michigan here in Bloomington, the first of 2 games this series. Faceoff comes to Stebbins' right. Line change made by both sides across the board. Adam Drake, the freshman from Dearborn Heights, takes the face-off against Gang for Indiana. Off the tie-up, Michigan works it toward the right points. The Wolverines maintain the zone. Drake, right point. Lister jumping, leaping, saved by Stebbins. That stops action. A couple seconds roll off the clock. Now 8:09 left in the first frame. 13-5, Michigan leads the shots on goal column. They've essentially been living in the Indiana D zone all night so far. Drake takes the face off against Aim to Stebbins' right. The Wolverines control. Nellis right circle. Lister just save made by Stebbins. That ball's play.
Well, Casey will do it all over again. Michigan has won 8 out of the 9 face-offs taking place in front of Joe Stebbins. They are dominating in their own defensive zone.
Face-off to Stebbins is right. Aim for Indiana wins the draw. Redirects to Patton for the clean and cruising. The lefty D-man centering cross-ice feed looking for Grimes. Rolls off his skates. Lobbed out by Michigan behind Stebbins. Indiana recollected that. 7:50 left in the first frame, no score. Batted down by some steal opportunity by Drake, right point. Grimes puts the move on. He dances past him, swaggers past the man at the red line. Backhander on goal. Dempsey pads in the side, the butterfly. Here comes McDonald for Michigan from right to left. No score, 7.5 left in the first frame. Turnover at the red line. Indiana with Grimes. Hit hard on the near boards. Further for Indiana, lost it. Here comes Michigan from right to left. First Weixler, left circle. We're going to get a delayed penalty. That's on Indiana. Excuse me, that's going to be, from the looks of it, on Michigan. Yes, it's on Michigan. Doug Van Epps made the call. It's a 7:17 to go in the first. Holding is the call.
Like another tangling up game, getting twisted around the blue line for his own bench. Basically, this game could get interesting.
Cullen Core, a sophomore from Dallas, sits in the box. And for the first time tonight, the TSCHL leader, Indiana, on the power play, just over 28% on the season. Michigan's penalty kill, 90% on the year. 5 on the ice for the Cream and Crimson. Jack Jordan, Everett Grimes, Gabe Kenyon, Scott Berger, Colin Fitzgerald. Jordan takes the face-off against first Weixler to Dempsey's right. Michigan controls. Brock Huber lobs it out to center. Indiana battles it toward the blue line, rolls out to center. Fitzgerald for Indiana collects. The team leader in points and power play goals. He's got 4 on the year. 8:45 to go on the core minor. Michigan clears from right to left past the red line. Fitzgerald corrals behind Stebbins. Hubert alone forechecker. The lefty D-man Fitzgerald past the blue line, past the red. Saunters past the attacking zone. Holds bottom in the left circle. Slap pass to Jordan. He's got it to low the left hash. Filters to Grimes. Back to Jordan down low. Centering feed looking for Berger. He's got it high right side. Lister hammered wide. Grimes a rebound. His stuff attempt just rolls past the crossbar. It stays scoreless. 6.5 to go in the first frame between Indiana and Michigan. The Wolverines clear from right to left. Fitzgerald twists to Berger. Poked free momentarily by Huber. Rolls toward Eng. The junior forward for Indiana picks it up. A minute to go on the Cullen Core minor. Indiana 1 for 1 on the penalty kill. Michigan They're on their first kill of the night. Egg zips past the red line. High slot. Dances past the man. Wrister blocked and caroms up into the mesh down the right boards. That halts action with 6 minutes to go in the first frame. There's still no score.
Indiana is getting one over the number of shots on goal. 15 now from the Mason. Indiana only able to muster 7.
Face off to Dempsey's right. Offenbach for Indiana wins the drop. He works it left hash to Goodfellow, bangs it toward Egg, working below the left goal line. Spins past the man, escapes past the check. Centering feed looking for Offenbach. He kicks it to himself below the right goal line. Lobbed out of the zone by Satirov. Working toward the red line. And it forces Indiana to reset with 5:40 left in the first frame. 25 seconds to go on the Indiana power play. Whitney, the senior captain, lost at the red line, throws top of the right circle, enters the attacking zone, drags below the goal line, puts on the brakes, stops in the dime, looks middle of the ice, centering feed the Goodfellow blue line, works it back to Cruz right hash. He's edged off the puck, skittering Biscuit toward the red line, picked up by Patton. Michigan keys the zone for a moment. 3 seconds to go on the Michigan penalty. We're back to full strength. Each side 0 for 1 on the man advantage. 5:10 left in his first frame in Bloomington. Indiana's never beaten Michigan since joining Division II hockey. They have a chance to do so tonight. First things first, someone has to score. Berger runs over a man at neutral. Offenbach sees the puck roll underneath his stick. McDonald for Michigan in the D zone. Has it, lost it, rolls on the backhand, works it out to neutral, hands off to Bratchley, and rolls toward the right boards. McDonald for Michigan backpedals into the defensive zone, hands off to Nellis, and Indiana makes a long change. 4:40 left in the first. No score. A shot for the blue line by Verschleiser, and Stebbins puts the stick on top and flexes out of play.
Indiana seemed to have a little bit of trouble making the line change on the fly during that last play. And their guys got bumped up and tangled around trying to figure out who was going on and off over one of the boards.
4:38 to go in the first. No score, Michigan, Indiana. Face off to Stebbins is right. Michigan controls the attacking zone. Rutschley back behind the net. Holds on the backhand. Back toward the cage. Filters over to Verschleiser. He's got it high right side. Centering feed looking for Verschleiser. Rolls free into the slot. Rolling puck. Settled down by Indiana with Fitzgerald. He lobs it out to center. Michigan at the red line. Unable to control. Huber pitchfork to the head. 4 minutes to go in the first frame. We're still scoreless. Indiana and Michigan. Kissel, right points. Back check free by Suggs. It rolls toward the near side. Here comes Verschleiser. On the left circle. Wristers, stick save by Stebbins. It caroms down the far side. Alex Shabazz for Indiana. He's on for his first shift of the night. He can't clear the zone. Vicious forecheck by Michigan. Fitzgerald for Indiana has it back behind Gage. 3:45 left in the opening frame. No score in Indiana and Michigan here in Bloomington. Kissel's work wide pass rolls past Bone Cutter. Line change made by both sides. Rodemaker for Michigan has it back behind the nets. Michigan skates from right to left. Here comes Core. Lost it at the center ice logo. Rolling puck, swatted back behind Stebbins. Indiana with Fitzgerald. He's first to collect. Forecheck by Michigan. Rolling puck in the slot. Skittering puck rolling high and wide. Now we get another whistle. And it looks like it's just going to be delayed offsides. The initial call was a penalty, but Doug Van Epps, a linesman, calling for just a delayed offside on Michigan. 3 minutes to go in the first, no score. The Wolverines from right to left. A shot by Nellis, high slot. To the side by Stebbins. Rolling puck near boards. Back behind Cage. Fitzgerald for Indiana. Jets it across and rifles it from left to right. Out of the zone. No icing. It hit off of a wrist. And that deflects and negates icing. On a turnover, Jordan has it left circle. His wrist deflected wide. A turnover for Michigan in the defensive zone. Jordan nearly taking advantage. And now here come the Wolverines from right to left. Rutschley falls to the ice, puts it down the near side. Drake goes in and shot right goal line, no. Whitney in second chance try from the high slot. Rolls free and rolls down from left to right. Icing is washed. Bruce for Indiana has it below the left goal line. He edged off the puck. He rolls toward the ice. Whitney for Michigan jabs it ahead. Drives for Indiana high slot. Unable to maintain the zone. Here comes Rutschley for Michigan. Right side, top of the right circle. Wrister high and wide of Stebbins over the crossbar. Block for Michigan, left circle. His wrister blocked. Rolls down the far side. Paul McDonald for the Wolverines. Backtracks into the defensive zone down the right boards. 2 minutes to go in the first. No score, Indiana and Michigan. Right, centering feed. Angle one-timer, right circle. And a sprawling glove save made by Dempsey. 10
Dempsey had to pull him. He got the bag there with his glove flashing the leather, and that would have gone top shelf had he not been there.
It remains scoreless, a minute 50 to go in the first frame. Faceoff comes to Dempsey's left. The West Point transfer watching along as Indiana wins a draw. Offenbach right circle. Wrister hits off of Dempsey's glove. Skitters toward the left goal line. Chappelle for Indiana digs it out. Michigan with Whitney works it toward the left boards. Slammed off the high glass. Patton keeps it in. Back check away. Here comes Whitney. 2-on-1 for Michigan. Top of the right circle. He shoots from the dot. Bonner sent by Stebbins. He flexes it toward the mesh. It stays scoreless. 91 seconds to go in the first.
Well, Casey, as we suspected, this has been a defensive battle of pitcher field. About 18 and a half minutes, Stebbins and Dempsey making several clutch saves.
Faceoff comes to Stebbins' left. Then Fortner for Michigan takes the draw against Rapids. Off the faceoff, it's controlled by Michigan down the far side. Sticks go flying up into the air. Suggs a shot from the right circle. Flexed aside by Offenbach. Rolls off his skates. And the Indiana freshman edged off the puck right hash. Michigan maintains the zone. Suggs right circle. Swaggers past him in. Looking middle of the ice. Holds back behind the net. Centering feed looking for Huber. Rolls underneath his stick and it clears the zone and out to center. 65 seconds left in the first period. Indiana makes a line change with Michigan skating from right to left. No score in Bloomington. Cold Knights in beats out. Here comes Huber. Right circle. Snaps the shot. Goes wide. Stick side. The carry over to the inner boards. Selects off the glass by Fortner. Rolls out to his center ice logo. Huber for Michigan. Flips it over to Suggs. Right circle. Stick aside by Stebbins. Rolls back behind Cage. Fortner got it. He looks. He fakes. He centers. Intercepted by Fitzgerald. He rolls down from left to right. Touched by Dempsey. He flips it out to center. Looking for Fortner. Fitzgerald for Indiana backhands a three. Half a minute to go in the first frame. No score in Indiana and Michigan. Kenyon lost it at center ice. Here comes McDonald for the Wolverines. Right circle. Takes the slap shot. Bolts right side. Filters a wrister on goal. Bad save by Stebbins. Rolls toward the left board. For Indiana on the zone. First slicer left circle. Rides it behind Stebbins. 10 seconds to go in the first frame. Fitzgerald filters out to center. Kenyon for Indiana right circle. Dances past a man. He spins past another. Takes a hit from behind. He's got it right goal line, and that'll end the first. Lots of defense, few prime scoring chances, and after 20 minutes, we're scoreless between Michigan and Indiana.
Casey, that was an intense first 20 minutes, and I think we can expect much of the same. Stebbins getting congratulated by his boys as he comes off the ice for a job well done in the first frame.
One of the storylines that we were following throughout the pregame was special teams going to be a mainstay for both teams. Both sides 0 for 1 on the power play, and the penalty kills look up.
Practice in court of Indiana and Michigan, respectively, putting their teams at disadvantage, although they were lucky enough that the other side couldn't get the job done. And of course, the issue putting the whiskey in the basket is their stays as equals it.
Looking at our first period stats here in Bloomington, shots on goal heavily favored Michigan, 22-11, a 2-to-1 ratio. The hits also in favor of the Mason Blue, 15-11. The face-off, Sam, that's one of the more jarring stats that you can notice. Michigan was essentially living in Indiana's defense.
They really were. Michigan had 10 wins on the trot in front of 7, whether it was to the glove side or the stick side. And they were having a field day and having their way with it.
It's the first time in the last 2 meetings that no team has scored in the first frame. We got your coverage and a preview of period 2 on the Club Ice Hockey at Indiana University. First period intermission report coming your way next after this timeout on the Indiana Hockey Radio Network.
evening and welcome back to the first intermission show here at the Frank Southern Ice Arena. Through one frame of hockey, it's 0-0 knotted up. I'm Sam Weixler. Alongside me. What do you want to say for the first period?
Alongside Spencer Avery, yes, thank you, Sam. Thank you for the formal introduction. I appreciate it. Well, it's definitely a physical first half here, or first period. Not a lot of shots generated. Definitely more shots on the Michigan side. IU didn't really generate that many chances. Plenty of turnovers. It was just overall sloppy periods of both teams.
Shots on goal stayed at 22-11 in favor of the visitors from up north. Michigan had plenty of chances on frame, and part of that was due to the fact that they won so many faceoffs in the Indiana zone. They won 10, and Indiana was only able to win 2 in their own zone. Really puts you at a disadvantage when you're the defensive team trying to push the puck away, but your opponents just keep holding it in the zone.
Yeah, IU wasn't very great on those face-offs. Michigan kept the puck in the offensive zone, and IU was pretty much kept on their heels. Joe Stevens did a good job in goal, though, keeping the shutout intact.
Hits for either side, pretty close, but not even. It's 15-11 in favor of Michigan, but bodies were flying and sticks were going everywhere. It looked like we were about 10 seconds from having a yard sale at one point. Guys were pushing and shoving, and we did have 2 penalties, one on either side, that resulted. Socrates Raptis, the team leader in penalty minutes, picked up another 2 to add to his total. That was a slashing call at the 17-10 mark, just 3 minutes into the game. And for Michigan, Core picked up a hooking call, 2-minute minor.
Yeah, definitely a lot of physical play in this one. These 2 teams really don't like each other. There's a lot of emotion riding. As you said, we were nearly close to a fight. I saw a couple of clumps drop. I saw guys pushing, shoving all over the place, big hits. Definitely physical hockey games.
Well, as the boys get skating around behind us, it's almost time for puck drop on the second period. 0-0 as we head to the second frame. Sam Weixler alongside Spencer Avery. We'll see you in just a moment. This has been the first intermission show on the Indiana University Ice Hockey Broadcast Network.
Back in Bloomington, no score between the Club Ice Hockey of Indiana University program and the University of Michigan after 20 minutes. Shots on goal, 9-7 in favor of Michigan as we get set to play the second period of action in BTM. Alongside Sam Weixler, Casey Roehl reminding you to join the Club Ice Hockey at Indiana University media team each week for Inside Indiana Hockey, for in-depth analysis, features, and previews of upcoming matchups, storylines, and more on the Indiana Ice Hockey YouTube page. Indiana in their white sweaters, crimson lettering and numbering, skate from right to left as you listen. Michigan in their blue jerseys, maize and white lettering and trim. They skate from left to right as you listen. Matt McGlynn, the junior out of Walpole, Massachusetts, skates up to the red line to take the opening face-off against the fellow number 8, Indiana captain Jack Jordan. The referee, Rob Weixler, drops the puck and Michigan controls as they skate from left to right. Jack Rademacher in the defensive zone, lost the puck in the blue line. Indiana made change with Cristiano, but he enters the zone offside straight away. Lots of the Indiana fans not liking that call. They thought that Cristiano passed the blue line before Kenny entered.
Well, the puck was ricocheting and bouncing off the chest and sticks everywhere.
Nine seconds into the second frame, no score. Face off at neutral to the near side. Michigan controls. McGlynn backhands to Stebbins, his left in net. Indiana backhands toward Fitzgerald. He moves from right to left as you listen. He swats the puck out to the red line, gloved down by Jordan, the Indiana captain. Bottom of the right circle, has it below the goal line, angles toward Cristiano, backhands to Jordan. He's got it in the trapezoid, pinned to the wall by a couple of Wolverine defenders. Centering out in front, rolls toward Kenyon. Jordan falls to the ice, no penalty called. Cristiano has it left goal line. He saunters across the line, filters to Jordan, dances past one man, puts it between his skates. One hand to the Goodfellow. He slams into a man at the left hash. And here comes McGlynn for Michigan from right to left. 2-on-1 for the Wolverines. Right circle, centering feed. Whitney's pass intercepted. He looked for Whitney down the near side. It stays scoreless a minute into the second frame. Indiana, Michigan, a lot more intensity coming into the second period in comparison to period one.
The intensity has not gone anywhere with the guys pushing and shoving kids.
It's Gerald for Indiana. Top of the left circle. In between the circles. Has it high right side. Stops in the dime. Centering feed to Grimes. Got it left circle. His wrists are blocked. Slap shot blocked off the stick. Ang for Indiana fishes it out near side. Swatted away by Matthews for Michigan. He works it out to center off of Core's stick. And it bounces toward Jared Dempsey's right in goal. The West Point transfer made 7 saves in that first frame. The incline right circle, forecheck by Indiana. Grimes one hands to Cruz. Bottom of the right circle, backhander on goal. Stick save by Dempsey. Rolls toward the left half wing. And it's Fitzgerald hanging it out to the red line. He one hands to Ang. He dances past a man. Right circle, wrist or chest to the side. Bouncing toward the circle. Intercepted by Whitney for Michigan. He one hands to Quad. He clears the zone from left to right. 2 minutes into the second frame. No score, Indiana and Michigan. Patton for the Cream and Crimson, the lefty D-man. Circle to circle, pass to Brugger right side. One hand's past the man, spinning pass to Grimes, rolls off his stick. And Michigan in the defensive zone, they control Matt McGlynn. 2 minutes, 20 seconds into the second frame. No score, Michigan and Indiana from Bloomington. The Cream and Crimson have never beaten Michigan since joining the Division II classification in 2014. Rolling puck in the red line. Cruz for Indiana enters the attacking zone, top of the right circle. Fakes a shot. Wrister blocked at the right dot. He spins and shoots right side. Deflected off of Dempsey's pads. It rolls toward the right goal line. Cruz first to it. One hands to Raptis. Spinning pass. Rolling puck. Settled down by Verschleiser. And now here comes Michigan from left to right. 2-on-2. He's got it. High slot. Drop feed to Ford. Hits Wrister in the slot. Chested down by Stebbins. That holds action. 3 minutes into the second frame. We're still scoreless. 2 shots for either side in the second frame. Face off to Stebbins is right. Off the tie-up, Indiana controls. And now on the forecheck, Michigan has it left side. Huber got it below the left goal line. Indiana moves it up the half wall. Here comes Offenbach from right to left. He's the lone man in the rush. Left circle, Wrister. Glove saved by Dempsey, halts action. 3:10 into the second frame. No score, Indiana, Michigan from Bloomington. Faceoff comes to Dempsey's left. The West Point transfer making his 6th start as a Wolverine. Ben Forster from Michigan takes the faceoff against Raptors. Got the tie-up, Indiana controls. They have it left hash. Raptors, one hand to Christian Champel, stops left dot, works toward the goal line, pinned by a couple of men. He's edged off the puck. Champel for Indiana works it to the far side. It's James Todaro, the freshman right hash. His wrister turned aside by Dempsey, the butterfly. It's kept in by Champel. Cross-ice speed, the Todaro right point, working toward the right half dasher. Bangs it behind the net. Puck bounces off the high glass. Champel takes it down for Indiana. He stops left circle. And it's pickpocketed free by Michigan with Shouty. He clears the zone from left to right. 3:45 into the second frame. No score, Indiana and Michigan. Here comes Shouty. Right circle. Stops, pivots, backhand centering pass to Huber. It rolls off his stick in the slot. Indiana with bone cutter clears the zone. He ships it off the high glass, and it rolls down for an icing. No score, Michigan and Indiana. 4 minutes into the second period. A faceoff comes to Stebbins' left in the Indiana D zone.
During that last play, Chandel got so twisted up with defending that he wasn't able to get back to the blue line and touch up. And it was almost offside on Indiana.
Bone cutter against McGlynn, and off the tie-up, Michigan controls. Right point, Whitney's shot blocked. It rolls in the slot. And it's tracked down by Vincent Larson, the lefty D-man for Michigan. One hand's across to McGlynn. He enters the attacking zone, high slot. Drop feed to Larson. Backhand feed near side. Larson tries to stuff it past. McGlynn a rebound, and it's swallowed up by Stebbins, all player.
Casey, you said it best. He's truly swallowing up and falling on the court in front of him, covering it smartly every chance he gets. It's not the force back there.
Stebbins stopped the initial shot on his blocker, put his entire body on the second attempt. And a faceoff comes to the senior goaltender's left in the Michigan attacking zone. McGlynn wins the draw for the Wolverines. He works it behind Cage. High arcing wrister, flutters wide blocker side. Larson left half dasher, bangs it toward the right goal line, kept in by Huber. He looks to center, works it toward the goal line. Indiana backhands as far as the right half boards. Fitzgerald for Indiana, spins past the check, holds behind Stebbins, lobs it toward Shabazz. He's edged off the puck, but it clears out to center. 4:45 into the second frame. No score, Indiana, Michigan from Bloomington. Fitzgerald, one hands to Shabazz. Indiana's got possible numbers. Shabazz dips past a man, can't get past Larson. He's got it left goal line, filters it high over to the crossbar, the good fellow right circle. One hands to Shabazz. He works it up the right half dasher, rolls toward the slot, cleared out of the zone by Larson, and Indiana forced to touch up from right to left as Michigan makes a line change. 5:15 into the second frame. Indiana and Michigan still scoreless. Bone cutter for Indiana. Right circle wrister. Dempsey clubs it down to hold action.
One thing we're seeing out on the ice for Green and Crimson is spacing seems to be a little bit suspect. At times, Colin Fitzgerald, he knows he can skate well and angle the best of him. Looks like he's trying to carry the puck out of trouble instead of passing it away. And that's been a little bit of a detriment to the Indiana offense at times. The slot gets jammed up.
Face-off controlled by Indiana, right circle. A wrister by Jordan, steered aside by Dempsey. Here comes Michigan from left to right. It just rolls underneath Rutchley's skates. Indiana with Berger. He works it toward the right corner. Stebbins watching near side. A scrum of three players on each side fighting for it. Whitney for Michigan, the captain, works it behind the net. Centering feed, high slide, rolls free. One-timer, McDonald high and wide over the crossbar. Just past Stebbins' glove side. It caroms out to the right point. Michigan maintains the attacking zone. Thrutchley right hash. Rolls underneath his stick. And Quant for Michigan backhands to Whitney as he re-enters the attacking zone. With 14 minutes to go in the second period, we're still scoreless. Indiana clears from right to left. McDonald, the junior alternates, circle-to-circle backhand pass to McGlynn. He rifles toward the right hash to Thrutchley. Back to McGlynn, right dot, dances past a man, drags past a second defender, backhands over to Whitney. Trap around try. He tries to stuff it past Stebbins' blocker side, but it rolls free. Down to the left circle. Thrutchley edged off the puck by Berger, rolls toward the left circle. Jordan hits Core with his back toward the net, flips it back to Thrutchley, high slot. Wrister just saved, and the glove save by Stebbins. He's been all over the place. Now we get a couple of shoves after the save by the senior netminder for Indiana. Patton is mixing it up with Nellis towards Stebbins' glove side.
The two captains nose to nose. Space right next to the net.
And Stebbins can drop the gloves for himself, too, against Ohio back in late October. He got his first career fight, but Patton, the junior D-man, protecting his netminder. Faceoff comes to Stebbins' right, and Michigan attacking zone. Evan Drake takes the faceoff against Eng, and off the tie-up, Eng for Indiana wins it. He's got it right goal line. Puck chipped off the high glass, bouncing into the air. Michigan controls Thrutchley back behind the nets, holding right goal line, takes his centering feed, works his way into the high slot, back toward the cage. He's got it right half dasher, chips it toward the near side, far side to Nellis. Looking to center, intercepted by Eng. One hands it out to this high slot, kept in by Michigan on the forecheck. Now Eng for Indiana chips it out. He will. One hands toward Grimes. He lost it right half dasher. Rolled underneath to Darrow. He lost the puck, and here comes Michigan. Drake, left circle, centering feed, rolls past Core's skates, Now Krush for Indiana, past the red line, the lefty, top of the left circle, spinning centering pass, drives, high slot, back check from behind, and now Michigan escape from left to right. No score, 12.5 to go in the second period. Delayed offsides. Michigan clears the puck from left to right. Rutschley lobs it down, and now we get a whistle and a stoppage in play. Looks like we're going to get a penalty. Doug Van Up signaled for a high sticking. Is that what the call is going to be? Interference. So for the second time tonight, Indiana's going to go on a power play. That's on Core, his second penalty of the game. 12:22 left in the second frame. Indiana's man advantage unit, 29% in the TSCHL. That leads the league. The five of the ice for Indiana: Socrates Raptis, Vladislav Krush, Christian Champel, Aiden Goodfellow, and Adam Offenbach. Raptis takes a face-off against Hirschleister, and Raptis wins the draw for Indiana. Left hash, Champel bangs the puck toward the goal line. The Raptis drifts behind the net, has it right goal line, working up the right half dasher, looking to center, sits past a man. He still's got the puck behind the net. Drop feed to Krush, behind the cage, worked it to Raptis, looking middle, centering feed to Champel, rolls off his skate blade, and it's lofted down the length of the ice by Huber from left to right. A quality scoring chance for Indiana, and it rolls off the stick of Champel. He missed the goal by a couple inches.
Got to take advantage of that.
11:50 to go in the second period. No score, Indiana, Michigan. 80 seconds to go on the Cream and Crimson power play. Champel, right point. One hands the puck to Offenbach, right half dasher. Straight away to Ang. Flips it left point to Champel. He's got it left hash. Looking middle of the ice. Goodfellow lost it at the blue line. It rolls off his back, and he's forced to retreat out the center. 65 seconds on the Indiana power play. A minute was when Indiana had its first shot on its first power play. That's not the case in the second penalty. Here comes Champel for Indiana. Left circle, dances past a man. His wrists are blocked off of Hirschleister's skates. Champel digs it out for Indiana down the near side. He's got it below the goal line. Backhands to Krush, working behind the net. Saunters toward the right side. Works back behind cage. Backhand centering feed, looking right side. Offenbach corrals it at the right point. Dips past man. He's got it right circle at the dot. Wrister blocked. Krush a rebound. He tries a wrister, and it's the West Point product in Dempsey putting his body on top of the puck, and that halts action with 10:50 to go in the second frame. We're still scoreless.
No surprise he comes from a military background. Dempsey showing great leadership out on the ice, talking to his defensemen, making sure they work as a tandem in this very hectic situation. He basically got themselves in.
28 seconds to go in the core minor. Indiana still on the power play. Face off to Dempsey's left. Indiana controlling toward the right goal line. Bonecutter and Jordan scrumming for control of puck with Rutschley. It rolls down the left side. Michigan with Nellis clears the zone from left to right on the backhand. Berger for Indiana. One hands toward Stebbins. He chips it off the right boards to Fitzgerald. 3 seconds to go on the power play. Michigan has killed off another Indiana man advantage opportunity. The Cream and Crimson 0 for 2. And now we get a whistle after a stretch pass. What's this call going to be?
He may have left the box open. It looks like he did. He's just a tap early.
And how about that? Indiana had 3 shots on the power play, and now they go back to the man advantage. 3 penalties on Cullen Ford tonight. That's a season high for the sophomore out of Dallas. Face off to Dempsey's left. No score, 10:17 to go in the second period. Indiana controls the draw. High slot Berger. Wrister blocked. It caroms over the crossbar. Michigan clears it out. Nellis puts it back to the blue line. Skittering puck into the slot. Caroms out toward the right boards. Berger levels a man. Michigan clears the zone and out to center. 10 minutes to go in the second. We're leveled at 0. Michigan and Indiana. No wins for the Cream and Crimson in the all-time series against the Wolverines. Berger enters the attacking zone, left circle. His wrister flutters wide, glove side of Dempsey. Indiana maintains control of the attacking zone, right side. Jordan below the right goal line, centering feed looking for Kenning, intercepted. Backhands to Fitzgerald, right point. Swaggers past a man, works it to Jordan, right goal line. Cross ice feed to Grimes. He works it ice slot. Berger, a wrister, and a chest save by Dempsey halts play. 9.5 to go in the second. A couple bodies stumble after that shot was stopped. We've seen the physicality continue to pick up as the game goes on. Nothing different there.
Standing at the edge, and his hands down from behind. That's the promotion.
Minute 15 to go in the core minor. Indiana still on the power play. They're 0 for 2. Opposite of Michigan, 0 for 1 tonight. Face off to Dempsey's right. The 5 of the ice for Indiana. Offenbach, Cruz, Goodfellow, Egg, and Chappelle. Offenbach takes the face-off against Forstner, and off the tie-up, Indiana controls Chappelle. Gets past the left goal line, works it out to Goodfellow straight away. Rifles the pass to Offenbach, works it to Eng right side. Straight away to Goodfellow, his wrist is deflected wide. Rolling puck toward the right goal line, intercepted by Michigan. Matt McGuire chips it off the near glass. Rifled off the high boards, kept in by Offenbach. Dances past the man, pulls to the backhand left hash. Dips past the man, can't get past the second. That's Crutchley. The Cruz for the unfortunate backhand shot, the slot up everyone. One-timer by Offenbach, steered aside by Dempsey on his blocker side, and rolls out to the right point. Indiana keeps it in. Egg spins, has it high slot, works it left point, Offenbach. He's got it at the goal line, centering feed high slot. Egg waits, Brisker, pad save of the butterfly by Dempsey. They carry him toward the near side. 8:45 to go in the second period, no score. 25 seconds on the Indiana power play. Michigan clears the zone. That was first slicing from left to right.
Indiana got their money on that power play. They had several shots put in a row.
Still no score in Bloomington. One last rush for Indiana. Egg filters to Offenbach, kept in by Grimes, works it back to Offenbach, and now we get a whistle. Are you going to get a hand pass? It looked like that might have been what could have been called. No ruling is out on the ice. Doug Van Epps, the linesman, he blew his whistle down the near side, and a face-off comes at neutral ice down the near side. So we don't know what the call is, but we do know a face-off comes in the neutral zone near side. Bone cutter for Indiana wins the draw. 5 seconds on the Indiana power play. Berger at neutral ice. Brisker from the red line. Loved by Dempsey. And that halts play as soon as the power play expires. Indiana's now 0 for 3 tonight. 8:11 to go in the second period. Bristol scoreless.
And Kelvin Ford, the man solely responsible for putting his team down a man. He had a hooking goal first, had a high stick, plus a 6 men on the ice, too many men on the ice, essentially. He left the box open.
Back to 5-on-5 hockey. Face off to Dempsey's right. Michigan controls. Forecheck by Indiana. Kissel back toward the net, left circle. Twists the puck behind Dempsey. Bone cutter first to it for Indiana. The lefty filters back to Kissel. Forecheck by Michigan. Back check by Michigan. Soderhoff filters out to Nellis. One hands to Huber. Working right side. Angles toward the right goal line. Kicks the puck to himself. Stops at the left hash. Pestered by Patton. He flips a backhander on goal from the left goal line. Stick aside by Stebbins. Rolling puck behind nets. Indiana with Null. Works it out to center. 7.5 to go in the second. No score. Michigan and Indiana from Bloomington. The first meeting in B-Town since 2016 when Michigan escaped with a 7-1 win. 7 unanswered goals for the Wolverines after Indiana scored first. Berger clears the puck from right to left off the high glass. Icing is the call. There was nothing but ice between Kissel and the nets, but Doug Van Epps calls it an icing. Can you believe this?
And now there seems to be a discussion of a powwow.
7:22 to go in the second. We'll step aside from Bloomington. You're listening to Club Ice Hockey at Indiana University on the Indiana Hockey Radio Network. $7:22 remaining in the second. No score, Indiana and Michigan. Casey Roehl with you alongside Sam Weixler. We went to break. There was some commotion from the officiating crew. Jack Kissel was called, and Indiana was called for an offside and an icing when Kissel had nothing but the nets. And after a deliberation, a faceoff comes out to center. Andrew Newman, he is livid on the Indiana bench. He's trying to talk with the official, Doug Gupta, about why that was called for an icing, but to no avail.
Casey, I'm not exaggerating. Newman's face is visibly red even from across the ice where we are.
Face-off at center. Michigan controls. Verschleiser first to the puck down the right boards. He stops at the right hash mark. Puck's at the points. He bangs it toward the left boards. Kept in by Nellis. Intercepted by Indiana. Raftis lobs it to Kenyon. He's first to the puck left goal line. Wheels back behind the net. Works it to Jordan. He's got it left hash. Centering fast, looking for Cristiano. Intercepted Crutchley. He whips it out to center. Indiana forced to retreat in the defensive zone. Barrett McDaniel fetches for the Cream and Crimson. No score, 6:45 left in the second period. Michigan from left to right as you listen in their blue sweaters, maize lettering and numbering. Indiana, their white sweaters, crimson lettering and numbering. Grimes, left goal line for Indiana. Parks at the hash. Edged off the puck by a couple Wolverines. Ang for Indiana, twist the puck to Grimes. He's got the centering pass looking for Kenyon. His shot from the near post. And a chest save made by Dempsey holds action. 6:24 left in the second. We're still no score.
Jason, you've said it once, you've said it 100 times at least. Puck goes into Dempsey's chest. He holds on to it, and chaos ensues. The puncher pushing and shoving right in front of him. Another little bit of a scrum taking place right outside the crease.
6:24 to go in the second, no score. Face off to Dempsey's right, Ang for Indiana against Whitney for Michigan. Ang wins the draw, but it splits both Fitzgerald and Goodfellow at the blue line. Fitzgerald, the lefty, forced to retreat in the defensive zone. He saunters ahead from right to left, dips past a man, swaggers past a second, rolling puck, drop feed that Grimes, left point, back check by Michigan. It rolls behind Dempsey, and the Wolverines control Paul McDonald, the junior alternate from Tiverton, Rhode Island. Works it to Whitney. Backtracks into the defensive zone. Michigan slowing things down. 6 minutes to go in the second frame. We're still no score. Whitney in the attacking zone. Rolls off of Goodfellow's stick. He's got it right goal line. Edged off the puck by Kenyon. He backhands towards Grimes. The Indiana forward past the red line. In the attacking zone, high slot. Looks to pass. Drop feed to Egg. Left circle. His wrister blocked off a stick, and it caroms and careens into the mesh to halt action. 5:35 left in the second. Still no score between Indiana and Michigan. And Sam, I'll tell you what, a complete flip of the switch from the first frame. Indiana's dominating the shots on goal in period 2.
16-5. Indiana is flat out dominating. They got the nice and they're putting it on.
Face off to Dempsey's right. Michigan controls. Berschleiser one-hands to Vincent Larson. He clears it out to the blue line. Kept in by Indiana. Practice takes a hit from behind. No penalty called. Play ensues. Michigan in the attacking zone. Brock Hubert, left circle, angles toward the goal line. Centering pass, intercepted, batted away. Larson left point. He works it toward the blue line. Patton for Indiana. Edges out a Wolverine. They're both fighting for control of the puck at the left goal line. 5 minutes to go in the second. No score, Michigan and Indiana. Rolling puck, left circle. Larson slides into a one-timer. Deflected wide. Offenbach for Indiana. Saucer pass out to center. Batted down by Michigan. Berger for Indiana has it. Right goal line, backhand centering pass. Nobody home into the slot. And now here comes Michigan. They've got numbers 4-on-1. Larson, right circle. Lister. Standing chest save by Stebbins. It screens out to the far circle, and it clears the zone from right to left. No score, 4:40 into the second. Left in the second period, Michigan and Indiana. That last scoring chance for Michigan, Indiana got away with the one. That was a 4-on-1 break for the Wolverines. Rolling puck behind Stebbins in net. Wolverines in the attacking zone. Collins right circle. Works it straight away. It's blocked by Offenbach, and now here comes Indiana from right to left. Offenbach, the lefty, high slot. Slap pass to Champel. Rolls past his stick blade. Michigan clears the zone. He's far to the blue line. Bone cutter to Offenbach, right goal line. Dances past the man, puts it back behind his legs. Back at centering pass. Nobody was home. He had a highlight reel chance waiting to happen, but we stay scoreless. 4 minutes to go in the second period. Play stopped after the puck hits off the ceiling at center. So how about that? A 4-on-1 chance for Michigan and an Offenbach, a near highlight reel finish at the doorstep, but nobody able to beat the both net miners.
It was the back doorstep case, and they might as well not even
Face off at neutral, Michigan controls. They dump it behind Stebbins. Fitzgerald fishes it out for Indiana back behind the net. It's a 3-2 look on the forecheck for Michigan. 3:40 to go in the second frame. We're still scoreless. Fitzgerald, the team leader in points and in goals. Surfs back behind the net, playing dipsy-do. Works it to Fitzgerald, works it to Bone Cutter. He backhands to Kissel. He lost it at the blue line. Now here comes Michigan. They skate from left to right. McGlynn, left circle at the point. He's edged off the puck, and now we get an offside. No, now we get a penalty. Slashing is the call, and it goes on Bone Cutter. The freshman from Leo, Indiana, slashing Whitney. And for the second time tonight, Michigan's on the power play. 3:19 to go in the second frame. And this could be what the Wolverines are looking for to get that all-important first goal.
The momentum has been all through the year. This might be what
it's the captain's draw. Whitney for Michigan controls to the right of Stebbins. Wolverines are 0 for 1. Indiana's 0 for 3. Whitney, right goal line, filters the puck to McDonald, straight away, slap pass left point to Sam McLaughlin. He looks, he fakes, works to McGlynn left circle, his wristers wagging aside by Stebbins in the butterfly, rolls toward the left hash. Fitzgerald for Indiana, fishing for control of the puck along with McGlynn. 3 minutes to go in the second period. No score, Indiana, Michigan. Minute and a half to go on the bone cutter slashing minor. Puck back behind Stebbins. Michigan on a forecheck. McGlynn chips the puck off the glass. McDonald serves the blue line straight away, looking middle of the ice. Swats it to McGlynn, left circle. Back to McDonald, straight away, high slot. Slap pass to Collins. Back to McDonald. McGlynn, left circle. Fakes. McDonald corrals the rolling puck. Wrister through a couple bodies, and Stebbins puts the glove on top of the home play.
leather.
2:25 to go in the second. No score, Indiana, Michigan. A minute, 6 seconds on the bone cutter minor. Face off between Ben Forster for Michigan and Ang for Indiana. The Stebbins is right. Off the face-off, Michigan controls. Right point, Jimmy Nellis. His shot blocked. Indiana's got a possible breakaway. Grimes, left circle, wrister, blocked from behind. Rolling puck in the slot. Grimes edged off from behind. Indiana short-handed. They work it out to the right circle. Michigan, they clear the press. Now here comes Forster. Left circle, drags below his knees, has it back behind Cage, holds in the backhand, angles toward the right circle, parks at the right hash, looking middle of the ice. He works it to the right point, Jimmy Nellis. Side steps the defender. Saunters behind the man, backhand centering pass, rolls back for post, but nobody home. Indiana clears the puck out. 30 seconds on the Indiana penalty, a minute 45 left in the second frame. We're still scoreless.
Indiana manages to get a change during the ball change.
Rutschley, high slot, the attacking zone for Michigan. Wheels toward the top of the right circle. Dangles past the blue line. His wrister, blocker saved by Stebbins. It bounces up into the mesh and that halts play. It's living to its billing, and it's everything we expected. Goaltending galore tonight. Stebbins has answered Dempsey, and vice versa for the former West Point transfer.
They are trading blows from 200 feet away, Casey. This is an incredible performance. Tools of ignorance on both sides.
90 seconds left in the second. Face off to Stebbins is right. Huber takes the call for Michigan against Raftis. Off the tie-up, Raftis controls. Back check from behind. Huber's got it left hash. Works it to the left point. Rutschley's got it. Case switches to a couple bodies. Deflected wide. Back behind the net. Huber tries a backhand stuff attempt. Rolls to the right point. Penalty has expired. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey. And as soon as the shot was blocked, it caroms into the mesh. 71 seconds to go in the second period. Face off to Stebbins is right. Raftis takes the draw against Drake. Off the face-off, Indiana controls. Raftis has won back-to-back draws. Fitzgerald for Indiana, past the red line. The lefty D-man hands it off to Offenbach. Circle to the left side. Back to Fitzgerald, left circle. His wrister stick aside by the 6'2" Dempsey. A minute to go in the second. No score, Michigan and Indiana. Shouty back treadles into his own defensive zone. Backhands to McDonald, far side. Circle to circle pass. McGlynn bangs it to Berschleister as far to the blue line. Now here goes Michigan. Drake in the attacking zone. 2-on-1. Right circle, wrister, deflected wide. Rolling puck in the slot. Stebbins steers it aside. We're still scoreless with 35 seconds left. Berschleister scores. He had it back behind the nets. And he pounds it past Stebbins. And with 33.5 seconds to go in the second, Michigan takes the lead 1-0.
One of those situations that went the wrong way. And as we predicted, Casey, one little deflection drove to the deadlock.
It's the 8th all-time meeting, and all 8 times Michigan has scored first. For Berschleister, the junior, it's his 3rd goal of the year. Faceoff comes at center. Drake takes the draw against Jordan, not the tie-up. Indiana controls. Cristiano flips a puck on goal. Stick aside by Dempsey. Rolling puck left boards. It clears the zone from left to right. Icing is washed. Tadaro plays it for the Green and Crimson to Stebbins' left. 17 seconds to go in the second period. Michigan on the forecheck. Stuber, right goal arm. Edged off the puck from behind. Hirschleister back behind the nets. Unable to maintain control. 5 seconds left. Hirschleister, right goal line shot deflected by Stebbins. Rolls out the center. That'll do it for the second. It takes the final minute of the middle frame. Michigan gets the first goal, and after 40 minutes, they lead 1-0.
Mason still a bit for 39 and a half minutes to get this line pushed. And Michigan was able to get their edge.
On the season, Dempsey, his 3 wins have come when his team scores first. What Indiana have to do in the third?
Well, they've got to keep winning control. This period started off the first 10 minutes of the second period. Indiana dominated on the dots wherever it was on the ice. They closed out having Travis win 2, but in between, there was a lot of issues of holding on to possession. And the killer was especially the penalty to Bonecut, the slashing minor, that put him at a disadvantage.
Indiana 0 for 3 on the power play for the 2 frames. Michigan is 0 for 2. Michigan looks for its 8th all-time win against Indiana. The Green and Crimson have 20 minutes to play comeback in Bloomington. We step aside when we return. Sam Weixler has your coverage for the second period intermission report on the Indiana Hockey Radio Network. Oh, that goal was bad. I kind of saw it. That goal was bad. That's how teams have beaten us all year. No, it was just a rolling puck off of a broken up.
I had a tip in for Hirschleister, assist by.
We'll double check. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't really see it. I saw it.
I'm going to go. In case the table keeps sliding because you went your elbow, let's push it this way. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. You have enough tape of Vlad yet?
He's not doing
Watch, now he's going to score the game-winning goal.
The game time.
Yeah, the game. Second period's in the books.
sure you introduce Casey this time.
Welcome back to the Frank Southern Ice Arena. After 2 periods, the score is 1-0. The visitors are in the lead. Michigan on top of Indiana. And here in the second intermission, I'm Sam Weixler alongside Casey Roehl. Casey, what did you see in that jam-packed second period with a lot of hits?
It was essentially a flip of the switch from period 1. Michigan had all the momentum in the first 20. Indiana outshot the Wolverines at one point 12-4 throughout the first 10 minutes, but it's a game of bounces and a game of luck. In Michigan, they got the first lucky bounce, and they lead 1-0 because of it. Joshua Weixler got his third goal of the year. That's his second all-time against Indiana. And in the 8 meetings now, Michigan has scored first in all 8 meetings. They look to go 8-0 all-time.
Indiana's going to have to pull something out of the bag and dig deep and get some shots going their way to figure out what needs to be done. What do you think they could change going into the final frame?
Well, we entered play today thinking, okay, it's strength on strength, power play against penalty kill, and it's been Michigan's penalty kill that's outclassed Indiana's TSCHL leading power play. It just looks like at times they're in a lot of disarray, and they haven't had as much puck movement that we've been used to seeing throughout the year. That's got to change. And number 2, Indiana's got to establish the forecheck. We haven't seen much of that. Michigan's doing the exact opposite that Indiana's doing when the puck's in the attacking zone.
One thing that Michigan had to struggle with and Indiana took advantage of were the 2 back-to-back 2-minute minors on Core. He left the penalty box early and ended up getting sent back for another 2 minutes. Indiana got their money's worth, sending shot after shot straight at Dempsey.
Yeah, but there's a reason why he's an NCAA transfer, and he was highly recruited coming out of Fairbanks, Alaska, the NAHL. He's been flat phenomenal for Michigan. He's had his biggest game of the year by far, and he has a chance to will Michigan to what would be its first win against a ranked opponent all season if this score were the whole.
And Michigan is unranked at the moment in their division. They need to get something going in the back half of the season.
Well, if you remember, this is exactly the opposite of what happened last year. Indiana jumped out to a 3-0 lead against Michigan up at the Plymouth Center in Michigan, but it was the Wolverines that scored 4 unanswered goals to end up winning the game 4-0. Indiana's going to have to take a page out of Michigan's playbook and score unanswered goal after unanswered goal if they want a chance to win. It's essentially if Joseph Stebbins can get leveled at 1 again, it's a new ball game, and anything can happen when it's a new game.
Very true, Casey. Stats from that second period: 1 goal for Michigan, none for Indiana. Shots on goal, 18-11 in favor of the hometown Bloomington boys. Hits were very low compared to the first period, 7-6, not a whole lot of physical play. And the penalties, really 1 for Indiana, 2 for Michigan, did not have a big effect as neither team was able to convert on their penalty opportunity. And that'll be it for the second intermission show. I'm Sam Weixler alongside Casey Roehl. We'll be right back for the final 20 minutes between Indiana and Michigan right here on the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network.
Final 20 minutes of regulation in Bloomington. 1-0 lead for Michigan over Indiana. In all 8 meetings now between the Cream and Crimson and the Wolverines, Michigan has scored first in all 8 matchups. They look for win number 8. Indiana looks for its first all-time win against UM. The Cream and Crimson skate from left to right, Michigan from right to left. Hank for Indiana takes the face-off against Brendan Whitney, the captain for the Wolverines. He wins the draw for the Maize and Blue. They skate from right to left as you listen. Shot from the red line by Whitney. Steered aside by Stebbins. He allowed 1 goal with 30 seconds to go in the second frame. Hang for Indiana, top of the left circle, filters out toward the goal, intercepted by Nellis. It rolls toward the far side, and it's swatted down from right to left by Fisher Matthews for Michigan. He's on for his first shift today. 30 seconds into the final frame, 1-0 lead for Michigan over Indiana. Fitzgerald, right circle, centering pass deflected wide. One-timer by Berger, left circle, steers high and wide of the crossbar. It rolls down from right to left, and it goes for an icing. 44 seconds into the third period. Sam Weixler, what does Indiana have to do in this final 20 minutes?
They've got to keep the intensity up. They've got to start flying around the ice like we saw them come out of the game. Moose must have had a heck of a pregame speech because they were buzzing in all senses around the sheet of ice. And it looked like they slowed down a little bit in the second period. They've got to pick up the intensity and come back to the vengeance.
Face-off comes to center ice. Jordan for Indiana takes the face-off against Forstner. Both in the middle of career-best scoring seasons. Off the draw, Jordan for Indiana pushes forward in the attacking zone, top of the left circle, back toward the net, backhands toward the left goal line. Paul McDonald for Michigan filters the puck down. It's Karams off the high glass and rolls up into the mesh down the far boards. Out of play, 56 seconds into this third period. Indiana has a face-off to Jared Dempsey's right.
Dempsey seems unfazed through 40 minutes. Even though his guys are taking the beating out there, he's standing strong.
Jordan against Forstner. Forstner for Michigan controls. He one-hands to McGlynn, chips it out to the white boards, and Indiana with Kenyon lobs it back behind Dempsey. On a forecheck, Indiana controls John Cristiano right goal line. Backhands to Kenyon. Centering pass, one-timer. Jordan deflected wide stick side of Dempsey. It stays 1-0 Michigan. And 15 seconds into the third. Red line, Patton hammers a one-timer, deflected wide blocker side of Dempsey to his right. McDonald picks it up behind the net. Michigan 7-0 all-time against Indiana. They finished 1 spot ahead of the Cream and Crimson last season in the rankings. 1 shy of what would have been Indiana's first regional berth. Raptis left circle, backhands towards Champel. He maintains control left point. One hands back to Raptis, chips it off the left half dasher, centering feed to Kenyon, intercepted. And now it's Matt McGlynn for Michigan. Filters across the Huber. In the attacking zone, straight away, works it right side, backhands to McGlynn. Intercepted by Champel for Indiana. They've got possible numbers 3-on-2. In the attacking zone, Huslot. Lister deflected wide of the body. Backhander by Champel, deflected wide blocker side of Dempsey. And now Michigan moves from right to left. They lead 1-0, 2:10 into this third period. And now a whistle and an icing. Close race to the puck. Raft is battling with McGlynn, but the linesman making the call, and that brings the puck down the upper end of the ice.
3-man drag race for about 25 to 30 feet, Casey, as they were battling, trying to get the edge. Eventually, the strikes on the far side of the ice, but they had a good enough look to blow the whistle.
Face off to Dempsey's right, the Indiana attacking zone. Raptis takes a draw against McGlynn. Off the face-off, Michigan controls. Jack Rademacher back behind the net. Circle to circle, pass to McGlynn, pass the red line, in the attacking zone left side. Chances pass Fitzgerald, and the back decker maintains the zone. Centering pass right side, intercepted by Offenbach, and now here comes Indiana. Offenbach left circle, he waits. Lister, wide glove side of Dempsey. Indiana with Raptis, fishes it out from the right half dasher. Filters off the high glass to Fitzgerald. Brought it out of the zone by Michigan to Huber. Spots it back behind Stebbins, the senior netminder. Rifles it off the high glass, kept in by Rademacher right point. His wrister, and Stebbins throws his body in the top. 17-12 left in the third. Michigan leads 1-0.
One aspect of Joe Stebbins' game in net is his ability to just put his body in the right place at the right time. Sometimes it's just luck, goaltending, and he's gotten lucky by putting himself in the opportunity to be in the position.
Off to Stebbins is right. One-timer right. Sergio Rutchley, his shot just rolled wide over the crossbar. Stays 1-0 Michigan, 3 minutes into the third. Drake, falls high slot. His wrister from a couple of knees, deflected wide. Goodfellow flips it ahead to Kissel for Indiana. He jets past the man, knives past the second. He can't get past Rutchley. He controls back behind Dempsey. 1-0 lead for Michigan over Indiana. 3:15 into his third frame. Rutchley in the Michigan defensive zone. Circle a circle, backhand pass Rademacher. One hands to Drake. He backhands behind Stebbins. And the Indiana netliner rifles it off the high glass. And Indiana controls Carter Bonecutter. Slap pass to No, and rolls past his skates. And out to center. 1-0 lead for Michigan. 16:20 to go in the third. The Wolverines rifle it from right to left, 100-plus feet away from the ice. Rutchley flipped the shot on goal. Michigan on a forecheck. They have it back behind the net. McGlynn, right goal line. This hits a shot in left circle. He filters to McGlynn right side. Centering pass off of Stebbins' skates. Goes toward the left reaction. Rutchley, right circle. One-handed down low to Nellis. He's headed off the puck by Bonecutter. Goes toward the left hash. Collins. One hands to Whitney. He's kept in for the first time in his third frame. Since the opening face-off. No, past the red line. Lost it. He's back checked from behind. And here comes Michigan's possible numbers. Shouldered by Berger. Rolls down the right boards. Michigan maintains the zone. McGlynn, left circle. His wrister. Wide. Just past Stebbins' glove. Centering pass. Looking for McDonald. Rolls past the blue line. Indiana makes a line change. 15:20 to go in the third. 1-0 Michigan leads Indiana. McDonald back behind the net. Forecheck by Indiana. Grimes has it left goal line. Saunters past the man. Swaggers past the second. One hands to Eng, working behind the trapezoid. In the trapezoid. McGlynn stick checks, and Michigan controls. They clear the zone. They move from right to left. Rolling puck at the red line. Michigan with Whitney has it. The attacking zone. Left circle. Stick aside by Patton. It goes toward the left hash. On the half wall. McGlynn bangs it toward the goal. Patton fishes it up for Indiana. 5:15 into the third. 1-0 Michigan over the Green and Crimson. Wolverines look for their first win against a ranked opponent all season. Indiana looks for its first win against the Wolverines in program history. Whitney lobs it to Saunders. It rolls past his skates. Indiana in the offensive zone. Crouch, one hands to Jordan. He jets past the red line. Lowers in the attacking zone. Left circle, wrister high and wide of the crossbar. Grimes for Indiana fishes it out. Right goal line, back behind the net. Looking middle of the ice, filters left side. McDaniel makes a slap pass. His shot blocked. It rolls toward the right circle. Jordan for Indiana. Motors past a man. Bison's past a second. Works into the high slot. Into the trapezoid. Larson unable to clear for Michigan. Rolling puck in the slot. And here comes Michigan from right to left. Saunters over the Sotirov. Back in centering pass. Huber back in shot on goal. High and wide of the crossbar of Stebbins. It rolls back behind Cade. And it stays 1-0 Michigan. 6:10 into this third frame. They seem to get a majority of the offensive scoring chances. Michigan still controlling in the attacking zone. Jordan for Indiana. Waffles it out to the left foot. So now we get a whistle to stop play. What's the call? Slash it. So with 13:37 remaining in the third, James Todaro, the freshman teammate for Indiana, sits in the box. As for the third time tonight, Michigan is on the power play. They're 1 for 2. Excuse me, 0 for 2. Indiana's 0 for 3. Penalty killers for Indiana. Fitzgerald, Offenbach, Raptis, and Goodfellow. Then Forstner takes the draw against Raptis. Michigan controls. Right point, Jimmy Nellis. Straight away, skirts the blue line, swats the puck to Forstner, right goal line. One hands to Brock Huber. He's edged off the puck by Aiden Goodfellow. 15 seconds into the power play. 13:20 to go in the third. Michigan leads 1-0. Fitzgerald short-handed for Indiana. 1-on-3. Puts on the brakes right point. Hands off to Offenbach. Lost on the red line. Hammered by Raptis. He takes a huge hit as he hammered it to Dempsey's left. No penalty call. Rutchley, the Colorado State transfer for Michigan, jets past the blue line in the slot, knocks past the man, can't get past Offenbach, he rifles it from left to right, Dempsey slides to his left to play the puck. Line change for Indiana, line change for Michigan. 12:50 to go, and the Wolverines lead 1-0. They're on the power play for 70 seconds. Matt McGlynn, the transfer from St. Michael's College in NCAA Division I transfer. He lost it, drives it all alone. He rings, he digs, he scores! McGlynn turned it over in the defensive zone. Grimes was all alone. He put it on his backhand, and he beats Dempsey left side. We're tying up that one with 12.5 to go in third.
What an opportunity and what a play. Unassisted. Casey, if I'm not mistaken, that's the first shorthanded goal for Indiana all season.
That's its first shorthanded goal. And for Grimes, the junior from Lower Merion, Pennsylvania, he's tied with his team leading 8-4 in the campaign. 1-1 our score. A shorthanded tally. It's still 5-on-4 power play for Michigan. They win the faceoff at center. Brendan Whitney, the captain for the Wolverines, drop feed right circle. Hands off to McGlynn. He lost it at the blue line and rolls as far as straight away. Whitney, the captain, looks right hash. Filters straight away. Rushley takes it one time. Fires a wrist behind wide the crossbar. Back behind the nets. Nellis flips it to Whitney. Straight away. Nellis back to Whitney, right circle. Looking middle of the ice. Has an ice lock. Rushley, slap pass back to Whitney. Working in. He fires a wrist. Another save. It rolls off and steps his pad as well. 11:54 to go in the third. 15 seconds on the Michigan power play. We're tied 1 apiece. Rushley lost the puck. Getting for Indiana. Past the red line. Down the right side. Chip and chase. It's off of Rushley's body. The Michigan forward. Junior out of Colorado. Flips it ahead. Whitney. Top of the circles. Works it over to McGlynn. Stops left drop. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Lead is great. We're tied at 1. 11.5 to go in regulation. Michigan holds at the left point. A shot by Clarkson. Chested down by Stebbins. That ball's played with 11:23 to go. We're tied at 1 as we step aside from Bloomington. You're listening to Club Ice Hockey at Indiana University on the Indiana Hockey Media Network. 11:23 left in regulation. We're knotted up at 1. A short-handed Everett Grimes goal has evened up the scoring. Sam Weixler, Casey Roehl, yeah, this looks like a brand new game. Face off to Joseph Stebbins is left. Indiana controls in the defensive zone. Fitzgerald hops past the man, side swipes the second, lobs across to Raptis. Dances past the 1. Fitzgerald backhand pass right circle, looking for Offenbach. It rolls past his skate blade. Freshman for Indiana. 1. He has it left dash. Hangs it to the goal line centering pass. Chappelle looks for Offenbach and rolls off his stick right circle. Still tied 1 apiece. 11 minutes to go. Offenbach to Chappelle right circle. Centering feed looking for Raptis. Puck to free. One-timer by Offenbach left goal line. And now we get a whistle and stoppage in play. The puck is hit off its board. That is hit off its board.
I thought it looked 5 minutes ago here in the third quarter. Finally getting called.
It's funny with the frame being known as a very loose puck and net dislodge. That's the first time it's been off its horns. Face off to Dempsey's right. Raptis takes the face off against Fortner. Tie-up Fortner for Michigan controls. He backhands to Matt McGlynn in the defensive zone. Can the Wolverines control and clear the zone? Yes, they do. Out to neutral. Here comes McGlynn. One hands across to Fortner. Top of the left circle. Pulls to the back. Grabs for the goal line. Back in center. Pass looking for McGlynn. Rolls past his skate blade. He maintains control of the puck in the blue line. 1-1 our score. 10.5 to go in regulation. In the all-time series, no games between Michigan and Indiana have gone to overtime. Offenbach for Indiana at neutral. Top of the left circle. Puts on the brakes. Filters to Bone Cutter. Lost it off his stick. He has it bottom of the right goal line. One hands to Chappelle. He's got it on the forecheck. Backhand shot. Right to the side off the blocker of Dempsey. But now we get a whistle to stop it with 10:07 left. What's the ruling? Bob Legler, the referee, made the whistle. Blew the whistle. They're going to say the puck hit up into the moorings and into the mesh, so that stops action. Face off to Dempsey's right. Bone Cutter for Indiana. He takes the face off. So Tiroff is ledged out the dives. Brock Huber takes the draw. He wins it for Michigan. 10 minutes to go in the third. 1-1 our score. Satira, left goal line, forecheck for Indiana. Kissel, bottom of the left goal line. Filters to bone cutter, left dash. Back toward the net. Chips it off the glass. Kissel's got it behind the cage. McDonald for Michigan. Falls to the ice. He's tripped up, no penalty call. Puck rolls into the slot. Shot by bone cutter, deflected wide. Rolls down from right to left. Michigan's got it. They win the race for the puck, and it's taken away by Patton for Indiana. He bangs it off the near wall. 9.5 to go in regulation. 1-1 our score, Michigan and Indiana. Green and Crimson look for its first all-time win against Michigan. Michigan looks to go 8-0 all-time if they can come away with the win. Student, left fielder, trying to the back end, looks toward the goal line. He shoots a goal, and he scores! Oh my goodness! I've never seen that in this building. What a shot! And he beats Stebbins bar down. 2-1 Michigan, 9:13 to go in the third.
Casey, you could almost hear the air go out of this building. The crowd silenced. The puck just fluttered in the air right past the right shoulder of Stebbins. And Stebbins must have thought his shoulder was against the crossbar. There was just an inch or more of space. I don't know how it got through.
Fortner was dangling down the left circle, held on the backhand, and he flipped one past the 6'2" Stebbins, and Michigan retakes the lead. 2-1 to score, 9:05 left in the third period. Face off at center, Michigan controls. They skate from right to left. Whitney, backhands toward the near side. Cullen Moore, Boston left tack. One hands to Soderhoff. Lost the blue line. Grimes for Indiana. He's the lone goal scorer tonight. He can't clear the zone. Into the slot. Works it toward the right goal line. Rolls free. James Tadaro for Indiana back on the rim. He's jumping to the line. No penalty call. Buckley. Center sits in the slot. Rolls free. Out to the blue line. It goes past Rademacher. Out to neutral. 8.5 to go in regulation. 2-1 Michigan leads Indiana. First meeting in Bloomington since 2016. And Michigan has a chance for its first win against the ranked opponent to score with a goal. On the turnover, Grimes high fly hits Weixler high and wide on the locker side of Dempsey. He rolls toward the left goal line. Grimes fishing for control of the puck. He jousts with a couple of Wolverines. Left hash, Michigan with Rademacher. He comes away with it. Back check by Jordan. He's got it left point. It rolls past the blue line and out to center. 3 minutes to go in regulation. 2-1 Michigan over Indiana. Line change by the Wolverines. They started behind Stebbins. Center pass. Deflected wide. Cristiano for Indiana runs it from left to right, and it's called for an icing. Kenyon was battling for control of the puck, and that's a broken record today, Sarah.
Casey, you sound like a broken record the number of times you said it. Icing, icing, icing. This is icing on the game. It's Kenyon in chase.
I hope I wouldn't be a broken record. I don't own a record player, so I don't know how I break it. I think it'd be more the CDs. I think CDs would be more suitable, especially if this was 10 years ago.
Well, Casey, looking for us.
It's the final game of the decade, the final series of the decade for Indiana. Face off in the Indiana defensive zone, Michigan controls with Wynn. Rifles the puck to the right hash, intercepted by Kenyon for Indiana. Rolling puck in the red line, Jordan corrals it, rolls in the backhand, enters the attacking zone. Stick free by Fletchley, falls out to center. Michigan's got a breakaway. Here comes Vincent Larson. He shoots on goal. Not saved by Stebbins as he falls toward the ice. It stays true on Michigan. 7 minutes to go. Cross-ice speed by Matthews looking for Fletchley. Bounces off his stick blade and into the mesh.
Stebbins again unfazed after that fluky goal. He steps up and throws his leg in front of the shot.
7:04 left in regulation. 2-1 Michigan on top of Indiana. Face off at neutral, down the right boards and in front of the Indiana bench. Raftis for the Cream and Crimson takes the draw against Fortner. Off the draw, Michigan controls. Fletchley boards the puck down to the near side. Stuber puts a huge hit on Berger. Rolling puck in the red. And Huber for Michigan. Rifles the puck back door. Centering feed by Shulman looking for Core. Rolls off his stick. And Caleb's toward the left goal line. Chappelle for Indiana lobs it out to center. 6:40 left in regulation. 2-1 Michigan. They lead Indiana. Berger bangs the puck off the high glass. It caroms down the length of the ice from right to left. McDonald for Michigan fishes it out. The junior alternates. He's got 2 all-time goals against Indiana. He turns it over at the red line. Here comes Offenbach. Down the left side. Stops at the hash mark. Centering pass looking for streaking Patton. Rolls off his stick. And now here comes Michigan from right to left. They lead by 1. 6:15 to go in regulation. Raptis. Poke check free. Has it right goal line. Behind the net. Looks to center. Looking middle. Looking right. Has it right goal line. He's edged to the wall by McDonald. He one-hands the puck to Offenbach. He takes a stick to the face. No penalty called. Skittering puck left point. Slapped by Fitzgerald. Works it to the slot. Kept up by Michigan. Here comes McGlynn out to the red. Line change by both sides with him filtering it into the Indiana D zone. 5:45 to go in the third. We're top. It's 2-1 Michigan on top of Indiana. Rademacher in a battle of the number 17s wins against Cruz. Rolling puck in the slot. Getting a backhand shot on goal. And now we get a whistle and a stoppage in play, and that's off to Moorings again.
I was worried for a second, Casey, it could have been a high stick as there were several pieces along up in the air.
Hang tried a backhander point blank. But Dempsey all night, he's made the straightaway saves, and he's kept Michigan in it. Face off to his left. Hang takes the draw against Whitney. Hang for Indiana wins it. Right point Fitzgerald. Slap pass to Cruz. She's got it right hash. Krister on goal. Dempsey chests it down the hall. 5:25 left. Michigan leads 2-1. And now the question is, Sam, if this game is still a Michigan lead, when do you pull Stebbins for the extra attacker?
Well, Andrew Newman on the far right back. They have the guts to hold on 4 minutes left, even if the
Face-off and control. 70 feet looking for Grimes off the face-off. Intercepted by Drake. He one-hands to Cullen Court. Stops top of the left circle. Center feed to the slot. Crutchley's got it. Backhand shot on goal. Stick save made by Stebbins. Secondary shot. Stebbins makes another save. It stays 2 on Michigan. 5:10 to go. Eng, drop pass to Fitzgerald at the red line. Lobs it to Eng. Right circle. Wrister. Pad save. The butterfly made by Dempsey. Rolls down the left circle. Grimes, stutter steps. He has it left hash. Wrister blocked. Grimes chases it down. High slot. His Wrister wide on the glove side of Dempsey. Michigan filters it out to center. Gas legs on the ice for both sides. Indiana makes a quick change. Cruz in the defensive zone. A Riga Latvia native. Falls to the ice. He thought he was tripped. He one-hands to Grimes. He motors past the red line. Drop feed back to Cruz in the Indiana D zone. 4.5 to go in the third. 2-1 Michigan on top of Indiana and Bloomington. The Wolverines look to go 8-0 all time against Indiana. Here comes Berger. He filters over the Jordan. Back behind Cage. He looks left goal line. He's edged off the puck. It rolls free. Cristiano, slap pass back to Jordan. He's got it left hash. He filters a close-in shot on goal. Cristiano into the slot. His shot blocked. Huber for Michigan. From right to left, the lefty lobs it out to the center ice logo, out to the high slot, rolling puck. Huber at the right hash, edged off by Kenyon. 4 minutes to go in the third. 2-1 Michigan leads Indiana. Line change made by the Cream and Crimson. Kenyon, stretch pass to center. Hits off of Cristiano's skate. Circle pass. Kenyon digs it out near side. Past the red line. High right side in the attacking zone. Stops in the right circle. Drop pass to Cristiano, right goal line. And now we get a whistle. Do we have a penalty? Yes, we do. Interference is the call. And with 3:36 remaining in regulation, Indiana has its chance with Michigan going in the box.
Maybe this is just for the Dr. Wolverines. They've got an excellent opportunity. They have to take advantage of it.
Penalty is on Tyson Suggs, the freshman from White Lake, Minnesota. He sits in the box, and with that, Andrew Newman uses his timeouts. 3:36 to go in the third. 2-1 Michigan on top of Indiana as we step aside from Frank Southern Ice Arena. You're listening to Club Ice Hockey at Indiana University on the Indiana Hockey Radio Network. 3:36 left in the third. 2-1 Michigan on top of Indiana, but the Cream and Crimson may have had their prayers answered. An interference penalty on Michigan and on Tyson Suggs has Indiana on the power play with a possible chance to go 6-on-4 if the opportunity called for it. Casey Roehl with you ringside alongside Sam Weixler. Sam, Indiana's 0-for-3 on the power play against a very suffocating Michigan defense. Jared Dempsey and that has been phenomenal.
Dempsey has been incredibly strong. Indiana hasn't had what it takes to put the biscuit in the basket, metaphorically speaking. this time, pretty much all the marks.
Indiana has never won against Michigan. The Wolverines are 7-0 all time against the Cream and Crimson. They look to make it 8-0 if this results were to hold. The 5 on the ice for Indiana on the power play. Jack Jordan, Everett Grimes, Scott Berger, Cade Kenyon, and Colin Fitzgerald. Jordan takes the face-off against Brock Hubert to the left of Dempsey. Off the face-off, Michigan controls. It rolls on goal. Dempsey swats it aside. It clears out to center and out to the Indiana D zone. Fitzgerald picks it up for the Cream and Crimson.
Jason, one thing to consider, this would become a 6-on-4 if Newman got it to
3:20 to go in the third period. 2-1 Michigan on top of Indiana. 1:40 to go on the Indiana power play. They have scored a power play goal in their last 3 games. Berger, the junior D-man for Indiana. The lefty swats it to Grimes. He has the lone goal for Indiana. Top of the right circle. Angles toward the right hash. Saunters back behind the net. Jordan in the trapezoid. Lobs it toward the left goal line to himself off the glass. It rolls to the left circle. Jordan, a backhand shot, no. But now we have a whistle, and the net's off its moorings again. Sam, I'll tell you what, through the first 50 minutes and change, no net moorings were dislodged. Now in the last 5 minutes, we've already seen 3.
A little bit suspicious when the play goes on. Post as well.
2:47 to go in the third. Face off to Dempsey's right. Michigan controls off the draw. Matt McGlynn pins the puck to the right boards. Jordan on the forecheck for Indiana. Works it left half dasher to Fitzgerald. Back to Jordan down low in the trapezoid. Bangs the puck to Grimes. He's got a team lead 8 goals. Fitzgerald straight away. His wrister blocked. It skitters down the left goal line. Grimes picks it up for Indiana. Lobs it back to Fitzgerald, left point. He walks in. Wrister through a couple bodies, no. Blocker save made by Dempsey. Rolls out to the left half dasher. Fitzgerald back toward the basket. Backhand pass to Jordan. He's got it. Centering pass to Kenyon. Blocked away by McGlynn last second. He had an wide open net, but McGlynn makes the stop. Indiana still in the attacking zone. Fitzgerald left circle. Slap pass Kenyon. Back to Jordan left circle. Centering feed. His shot blocked. And Dempsey puts his entire body on the puck. 2 minutes to go in the third. The West Point transfer has single-handedly kept Michigan in it. "27 seconds to go on the Indiana power play. Stebbins is in between the circles in the defensive zone, looking to the Indiana bench to see what he'd go off for the extra attacker. 5-on-4, Indiana on the power play. Offenbach wins the draw. Straight away, Eng. One-timer. Deflected. Rebound. It hits off the side of that. They score! Indiana ties the game with 2 minutes to go. Vladislav Krush nets his 7th goal of the year. Krush, who had 5 goals all of last season, he's got 3 goals in his last 2 games. The Riga Latvia native, who has played in every country in Europe, deposits his biggest goal as a Cream and Crimson skater. Face-off at center, Michigan controls. James Sotirov backpedals into the defensive zone. He lobs it from right to left. Patton intercepts for Indiana. 1:45 remaining in the third. We're leveled at 2. Indiana's never defeated Michigan. The Wolverines look to go 8-0. Here comes Sotirov. High slot. His wrister. Standing stick save made by Stebbins. It caroms off to the near side and out to center ice. Line change made by both sides with the puck rolling out towards center. Chappelle for Indiana. One hand still Rapids. Top of the right circle. Chances past the man. Can't get past the second. Swaggers over with Chappelle. He's got it right circle. Whips it back behind the net. Michigan's got it with Nellis in the defensive zone. 1:13 to go in the game. 2-2 our score. Michigan and Indiana deadlocked. Hubert in the blue line. In the attacking zone. Hands off to Nellis. His shot blocked. A couple bodies combining for the block. 1 minute to go in regulation. 2-2 our score. Indiana in the defensive zone. Cristiano. One hands to Jordan. Down the left hash. Works it to Berger back behind the goal. 45 seconds to go. Berger rifles it from left to right. Will it go for an icing? It will not. McDonald picks up the puck. Dempsey operates traffic. Stretch pass by McDonald. He connects with McGlynn at center. One hands to Shoney. Left circle. Fans on a wrister. Fitzgerald down to stick lips. 30 seconds to go in the third. Michigan in the attacking zone. They're knotted up at 2. Ang for Indiana. Can he clear the zone? He's at the blue line into the E zone. He falls to the ice down the near side. Fitzgerald for Indiana waffles it out to the blue line. Michigan maintains the zone. High slot. Shody falls to the ice. 10 seconds to go in regulation. Michigan still with it down to the near side. Left circle. McGlynn stops at the left hash. 5 seconds to go. Left. Verschleitzer. His shot deflected wide. Back behind goal. The puck caroms into the slot, and that'll do it. For the first time in series history, Indiana and Michigan are going to overtime. A goal with less than 2 minutes for Vladislav Krush has given Indiana life.
Vladislav Krush bringing Indiana back from the depths with 2 seconds off that 120 mark he said.
So the rules of overtime, there will be no ice sheet. The next team to score wins. We'll break it down for you and much more after this timeout. You're listening to Club Ice Hockey at Indiana University on the Indiana Hockey Radio Network. For the first time in series history, the Club Ice Hockey at Indiana University and the University of Michigan are going into overtime. Casey Roehl with you alongside Sam Weixler. 2-2 our score after 60 minutes. The rules of overtime, we will have 4-on-4 hockey. If no team scores, there would be a possibility of a shootout. Andrew Newman, he's gone on record to say he will not shy away from anybody in a shootout. So that could be the possibility with the home team holding the determination as to whether or not a shootout happens. But first things first, we've got to play an extra 5 minutes, Sam Weixler.
Casey, this year, after 60 minutes, Indiana undefeated.
Michigan has never lost to Indiana. 7-0 entering play. The Cream and Crimson, they have a chance to do something that has only been done once, which is to win its first 3 overtime games before the next calendar year hits. Face-off at center, Michigan controls. They skate from left to right in their blue and maize sweaters. Indiana in their white jerseys, crimson lettering and numbering. Jimmy Nels for Michigan, top of the left circle. His wrists are blocked by Colin Fitzgerald. He lobs it to Austin Ang for Indiana. He lost it at the red line. Rolling puck at neutral. Michigan controls. Turnover. Here comes Grimes. He can win it. In the slot. He shoots. He scores! He scores! Once in overtime. Indiana wins. 3-2 the final. 24 seconds in OT. Can you believe it? A Christmas gift answered in early December. Madness in December. And Indiana, for the first time in program history, they defeat Michigan.
Casey, how about that? An electric finish on the first of a 2-game series between the that game was tomorrow. An insane finish in overtime. Indiana remains undefeated after regulation.
In the first 58 minutes, Patrick Dempsey stopped over his last 22 shots. He allows 2 goals in the last 2.5 minutes of play. Grimes, who scored the game's first goal for Indiana, he sends the fans home happy. And Indiana, for the first time in program history, they finally get over the hump and they defeat Michigan. Unbelievable ending in Bloomington. Bedlam hit the Frank. Nobody has left yet. Just past 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Casey, this makes you more racing, if anything. What a finish. Good for Tommy Stebbins as he came out of the final shot hit the line. And the boys thank the fans here.
In Stebbins' first game at the Frank this season, he gets the win in OT. With the win, Indiana moves to 9-6-1-1. Michigan falls to 5-1-3-1. We'll break it down and much more on the Club Ice Hockey at Indiana University post-game show. That comes your way next after this timeout.
And that's all she wrote here from the Frank Southern Ice Arena. Final score 3-2 in overtime. Everett Grimes netting the winner for the Cream and Crimson. Welcome back. I'm Sam Wexler alongside the voice of Indiana hockey, Casey Roehl. Casey, an electric finish to this game in the first of a 2-game series.
I mean, what a way for a first ever win against Michigan. Indiana looked like they were down for it after Michigan had taken a 2-1 lead. Vladislav Krush, a minute 56 left. He pots the game-tying goal. Then less than 30 seconds in overtime, Everett Grimes, who scored the game's first goal for the Cream and Crimson, he sends the fans home happy. First ever win against Michigan. And how about that, too? In the final series of the decade, that was a finish worthy of possibly the best finish of the decade for Indiana.
Casey, that is your final broadcast of the decade, an overtime winner of 10 long years.
It's going to be a very, very surreal feeling in the morning. I'm going to be off to San Diego for a job fair, so Sam Wexler will have your call tomorrow afternoon at 3:15 p.m. Buddy, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I don't think there's going to be an ending like this one tomorrow. I could be wrong, but that's just my personal opinion on the matter. But Indiana with the win, they get a 9th win of the season, and they get their signature win of the campaign. Andrew Newman mentioned that they needed games that could show the committee that they were worthy of big-time wins. Michigan's a big-time win, and they have a big-time finish to their name as well.
We said it during the game. It's a measuring stick game. This is really proving what Indiana can do when they have to put their minds to something. Grimes, in the first period, looked like a man on a mission, skating possessed, some would say. And in the end of the game, the same thing. He was flying around the ice, cutting and weaving. And you said it after we went to a break. You knew as soon as he got the puck on his tape, that was hitting the back of the net.
Matt McGlynn turned the puck over in the defensive zone. Grimes was at the right place, right time, straight away at the blue line. He took 3 strides, held it, snapped the shot, and Jared Dempsey, for as good as he's been all year, there was nothing he could do on that shot. It was essentially Everett Grimes just waiting to pot the game winner, and that's got to be all the momentum for Indiana going forward, especially knowing that the end of the semester is near. That's not only momentum for tomorrow, but for second semester as well.
Well, Casey, you said it. One more game before we close out the 2019 season, and then we head to the back half in 2020. Final totals, 3-2 the final score, Indiana over Michigan. Shots on goal, 45-54 in favor of the Maize and Blue. And that's all from the Frank Southern Ice Arena. We'll see you back at 3:15 p.m. tomorrow. I'm Sam Wexler alongside Casey Roehl. You've been listening to Indiana Hockey on the Indiana University Ice Hockey Facebook page and the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network.